Today on our 2015 Jeep Cherokee, we've got the Swagman XC2 on it, and we're going to test fit it and see what kind of room and what kind of space we've got. Now this is a 2-bike platform style rack. It's been designed for use with 1.25" or with 2-inch hitches. Part number on it is S64650. Now the cool thing about this Swagman, thing I like, is that we don't have any of the cradle straps and things like that to deal with. None of the hook and loop straps, rubber straps. We've got 2 really nice front and rear wheel cradles here that are going to give us a lot of support for our bike. And then that squeezed down right here on the top of the frame with our frame hook. That's going to push that bike right down in those cradles, keep it nice and secure. As you can see, it's a very steady bike, or very steady bike rack anyway. Now what I'm going to do to get our bike off there is just move my frame hook up. Then we'll slide our bike out. We've got kind of narrower tolerances right here with this rounded style, this road bike style handlebar. It came pretty close. Moved the rack around quite a bit. It wouldn't actually go up and make contact with the vehicle, the bike itself, but if you're going to have a set of handlebars that's going to be any wider than about 22 inches on the straight plane, you might run into a little bit of interference right up here on the back of the car. Move my hooks down, there we go. Get those out of the way for now. Let's get a couple of measurements. Looks like the XC2 is going to add about 18.25 inches to the rear of the vehicle. It'll have about 14 inches worth of ground clearance there. And it looks like the closest point will be right down here. It's going to be about 7 inches away. Let me check up here. Actually, I call this hook the closest point. It's about 6.5. So 7 down there, 6.5 up here. Whatever you want to call it, you go right ahead. Now the center mass is also going to fold out of the way. We've got a pin right down here. It's the center pin. We're going to pull that out. You see how that rotates down? Then we'll just slide the pin right back in. That's going to keep it down. And that allows us full access into that cargo area. We'd really be able to get a lot of stuff in or out of there as low as what that sits. We'll pull that pin right back out, rotate it right into its original position where we had it. Replace the pin, that'll hold our mast up. Now what we can do is rotate each of the wheel cradles up. I guess the wheel cradle arms. We can rotate those up, and as you can see, that really narrows the bike rack up. My wheel hook there got in the way of that adjuster. And once we slide that pin back in, you can see we're going to have a really nice compact rack. Gives us a lot of storage options when we're at home. We're not going to have to worry about it taking up a great deal of room. This will sit right up against the wall. Won't have any real big issues to deal with. Now, our ground clearance, it still stayed the same. The overall length that we've added here has still stayed the same. And then our closest point stayed the same, whether we're in the upright or the laid out position there. Another nice thing is going to be the anti-rattle bolt that's included. It actually draws the shank of the rack right over against the receiver tube of the hitch. And that's going to eliminate a lot of movement and play while we're heading down the road, so we won't have to worry about our bikes bouncing all over the place. Now that we've had a good look at the Swagman XC2, we've seen how it looks and how it's going to fit on our 2015 Jeep Cherokee, let's take a look and see how that rack performed when they had it out on the test course.